1, 2. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're from Tigerland. We're from Tigerland, Jed. Oh, you love that song, don't you? You used to try and sing that when it came on. We are at the Punt Road Oval, Tigerland. The mighty Tigers. The grandstand behind me. Don't move. The grandstand right behind me there. The first thing I've got to admit before we say anything else about this ground at Punt Road is 1967, I was 15, I was really getting pissed off with how good the Tigers were. Came in here with a couple of me mates at night on a Friday night. First time we'd had a flag and a wine or something, and tried to burn it down, the grandstand. Luckily it was raining and I wasn't a very good arsonist, but yeah, tried to burn it down, it didn't work, thank God. Otherwise we wouldn't have this beautiful old grandstand here. Now, this is tremendous, this ground. This is the home of Captain Blood Jack Dyer, the greatest of them all, as I'm watching some hopeful young Richmond Cubs running through there, doing their training. I've actually starred on this ground. In 1978, I kicked 8 goals for Mushroom Records against 3XY. You wouldn't remember that, Jed, because you weren't here at that stage, but you were being thought about, that's for sure. This ground, it's sort of like the little brother to the MCG, which is, you know, a couple hundred yards over there. The famous Tigers disco over there. We used to play there in different bands. That was pretty wild. We've got the medical room over here. Oh boy, there was another Jack Dyer story that went on here. One day Jack ran through some poor Fitzroy bloke over here and like he was knocked right out. And they carried him off on a stretcher, and at half time Jack walked past their rooms and he saw the bloke still on the stretcher with the sheet pulled over his head, and he said, "Oh my God, I've killed this bloke." And the Richmond priest walked past, and just to really put the shits up Jack, he said, "I'm going to have to give him the last rites in a minute." But that didn't happen, Jed, because they were having a little joke. Richmond are a very funny club. How you going, mate? Who are they training out there?
Western College from Perth.
Right. Well, there you go. That's the Western College from Perth training here. This is what an egalitarian sort of club Richmond is these days. It used to be very tight. They had a guy called Graham Richmond who was the secretary, and he was a tough bloke, and amazing his name was Richmond, and he used to keep them tight. It was us against them. They had really tough blokes. But another tough thing that used to happen here was during the 60s, after the grand final on the Sunday, there used to be the VFA grand final. Usually Port Melbourne versus Dandenong, and we'd all go to the grand final on the Saturday, and everybody would come here for the VFA grand final. They had legends like Frosty Miller at full forward for Dandenong, and he got decked twice here in, I think it was the 67 grand final. That's 67 again cropping up, Jed. We were feeling confident because we'd won the flag the year before. We didn't like these upstarts from the Punt Road Oval coming and taking our territory. That's why I tried to burn down the grandstand, Jed. Anyhow, the Punt Road Oval, I don't think it's a little brother or sister to the MCG. I think it's brilliant. Away from Tigerland. Yeah.